Are you ready? Yeah! I want to know, is everybody ready? Yeah! All right, here we go.
Hey now. Yeah! 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 Bobby back! From The Difference is Doing It. And listen, just barely back. As most of you know, after like a pretty serious bout with the Rona, which honestly, I mean, it sucked the doing it right up out of me for the last couple weeks. But all of you know that there's no chance of even the Rona holding me down from keeping our streak of what is now 40 months in a row of bringing you fine people of the TDIDI Army another disc art giveaway. So screw the Rona and let's get on with this 40th edition anniversary. Yeah! Okay, so I've got a couple different special surprises in store for this, the 40th edition of our disc art giveaway. First, we're going to be covering a topic, a technique that we've never touched before here at TDIDI in dyeing Phenakistoscopes. Phenakistoscopes, either way, it is a mouthful of a word. Simply put, for like the layman out there, it's one of those like flip book animation things, but that spins instead of, instead of flips. Now, there have been like some amazing examples of these starting to pop up all over the place in the disc dyeing community, and like a couple different artists that are cranking out some real next level spinners. And all of it has, it's poked at me enough to feel like, look, it's time for the TDIDI Army to take a run at this. Now, I've tried a couple of these Phenakistoscopes in the past, mostly just like simple shapes and ready-made images that I found online. You can see one of them spinning and doing its thing right there with all the gears turning and everything, which it looks super cool when it gets working, right? And then this one here, that was actually a gift from my main man Josh over at Apocalypse Disc Dyes. You can see it doing the beam me up Scotty thing, which is probably even cooler. But like this time around, I wanted to build one myself from scratch and then to get it to work and to do its thing. So like I looked all around for a good piece of software or maybe an app that would help me line all the pictures up and everything just right, but unfortunately to no avail. In the end, it was this picture right here, that was like the true key to pulling the whole thing off. This is a template for a 16 frame Phenakistoscope, which is what I needed in order to line up all the dancing bears properly, which I guess maybe now's the time to show off the disc if you haven't seen it yet. There's what everybody is vying for this month, the TDIDI Steal Your Face with the dancing bears around it, which it looks super cool and clean, but like I've been saying, it's when this bad boy gets spinning just right where it really comes to life and those bears start to do their thing. Nonetheless, it doesn't need to be like the 16 frame template like the one you're seeing there in order to work. 24 frames, 12 frames, even as low as 8 like the one that you saw doing the beam me up Scotty thing from Josh. Like all of those will get the animation going well. So the short version is, I used this 16 frame template to make sure that all of my little dancing bears were sized and lined up and angled and positioned just right, perfectly in their little spots. And then after they were all in place, I built my little TDIDI Steal Your Face in the middle there with the skull, and then came back, wiped off all of the rest of the template lines, and then voila, homemade Phenakistoscope stencil ready to go. And then like the how-to on everything else that happened, I can save that stuff for the pending tutorial. That's like right where we'll pick up when we get the beat going. The second surprise for this 40th edition of our disc art giveaway, and I've already kind of pulled the curtain back on this one last month, but for those of you that missed it, the pot for January's disc art giveaway has been significantly sweetened by my main man, 5-star TDIDI Army General, Terry Wolfe. Now, Terry has, over the years, for no other reason than because he's a total dude, contributed to our giveaways with all sorts of discs and even bags and all the like. His random generosity and total dudeness strikes again this month in the form of this MVP Envy that he sent me, which as soon as you're going to see it, you're going to know this isn't like any just regular old MVP Envy. It is a collector's edition, Nailed It Wilderness Series Tiger. And honestly, the plastic itself is just as sexy as the stamp. But how cool is that metallic tiger on top? And look, it comes, I'm holding it on the back here with this certificate of authenticity, letting you know that this one is number 245 of only 500 made. And it even comes with the bubble wrap and everything, okay? For no other reason than because Terry's a total dude and felt like duding it all up again. So, like I said, the pot has been sweetened. So in summary, it's a good thing the Rona's got nothing on me, because thanks to spinning flip books and Terry's total dudeness, we got plans for starting 2022 off with a bang. Alright, let's get on to the tutorial that all you doers out there are waiting on, where I'm going to walk you through every step that you need to take to make one of these Phenakistoscopes for yourself. And before this thing's over, we are going to make these bears dance. Now let's get on to doing it. seriously, how cool is that? Like, come on. Like, I was so stoked when I got that dialed in just right, where the bears weren't only just dancing and doing their thing, but that the color change was working so psychedelically smooth. And look, I know that you guys can totally do this too, okay? Here's the thing. I picked up on just like a couple like really key factors along the way that I think are worth at least highlighting before we ring the bell on this classroom. The first thing is this template right here that we mentioned earlier. Like, lining up, in this case, the little bears with the right sizing and space and positioning and angle in all the little slots. It's so crucially important to making the effect work in the end. And this template was so clutch in making that happen. And I needed this 16 frame one here to make like my bears that I had organized in a loop work. But like I said earlier, all you got to do is search Google for Phenakistoscope template. It's a mouthful. And like a whole bunch of them will show up for 8 frames or 12 frames or 24 frames, whatever you need to make the animation you're working with go and help you line all that stuff up just right. But from there, it's just a matter of executing the die, which, like, we know that all of you can do that part of it. The next challenge, even after executing the die perfectly, is making the illusion work, which, for those of you that aren't good at keeping the disc spinning centered on your finger, like a nail or a thumbtack or even like one of those little fidget spinner things will help you out, but you got to get it spinning real good and fast. Then even from there, like, the animation isn't always visible with the naked eye. That's why, like, when you see the old-timey versions of these things, they have that little slit that you have to get up against and view it through so that you can see the animation. The best way to view it is to be filming it better in direct sunlight, but to be filming it in 24 frames per second, which most of all of your fancy camera phones can do. You just got to figure out how to get the settings right, and then, like, it's amazing. Like, you switch it over and then bang, it'll kick right in for you. And listen, there's a million different directions that you can take this technique. Like, this was just a simple single-tiered example with only 5 frames in the original animation that I looped and made work over the 16 frame Phenakistoscope. You can imagine if you had like a full 16 frame animation, how much smoother and cooler it would look instead of just like with those guys going by so fast. So, like, I hope that at least some of you out there are coming away from this one inspired to take this bad boy to the next level and work up some real crazy spinners. Okay, let's move on to instructions on how to enter this month's discard giveaway. Now, I'm honestly still not operating on a totally full tank, so this is going to be the abridged version of my normal rate. Here we go. Oh, and don't forget, we're not just playing for this fancy Phenakistoscope disc that you all just watched me make, but also this collector's edition MVP Envy, still in the bubble wrap, donated by my main man, Terry Wolfe. So, 2 discs, 2 big winners. Now, here we really go. 3 simple steps. That's all you need to take to enter for your chance to win one of these 2 bad boys. And listen, it's not unlike any other giveaway you've ever seen on all social media ever before. It's all the same, okay? Be a subscriber to the channel. Comment on this video down below. And then here's the big one. Share this giveaway with someone who you know would think that it's awesome. Just awesome! And all that stuff. Like, it's super self-explanatory, but like that said, I know that sharing YouTube videos is weird and different than all the rest of the stuff, even though they have that little share button down there. But here's what we do to grease the wheels for all of you and make it a lot easier. Is I put up an announcement post for this giveaway in all those other social media places, which you can just share one of those, and that counts too, okay? And really, I guess, in the end, I'm only policing this last one with guilt. That's it, probably because it worked so well on me growing up. But come on, okay? Like, I muscled through making this bad boy with the Rona. So hook a brother up. Spread the word. Yeah. As always, while this tutorial will be up forever for all of you kiddies to take advantage of, we will only be accepting entries for the giveaway for the next 2 weeks ish, which is going to take us out to February 6th. Bang, Sunday, right at the stroke of midnight Eastern Daylight Time. I'm closing the doors to this club. The rest of you, you're just stuck out in the cold. And then I'll get up that next morning on Monday, all pent up with excitement. I'm going to go right to the random comment picker thingy majig and then pick out the winner for both discs and then announce them right here on the channel that day. And for those of you that are new to these parts, we have been combining these monthly discard giveaways with coupon codes for the Diet Yourself kits over on our website at thedifferenceisdoingit.com. Now they are like a super easy way to hop into the rabbit hole that the rest of us have been tumbling down with everything you need to get started funking up some plastic for yourself. So if now's the time and you're interested, you can use the coupon code SPINNER at checkout as long as this giveaway is running for 10% off any of our 4 Diet Yourself kits. And the other thing that you get, like behind you, is a whole TDIDI Army worth of support. It just comes with the package. And then last, this is normally the part where I'd be telling you all about the things coming up on these TDIDI Airwaves. But honestly, the Rona just derailed my whole turn of the year shebang. So I am still catching up to all of the things that I've been promising you kitties, like the Cell Beds live stream, which I'm still going to do, and the Daddy Mac Dies Other Basement Disc Styers still in the pipeline, and the Clara Chuck review, all of it I'm still banging. But if I have learned one lesson from the Rona, it's that nailing down a time frame just seems unrealistic and ridiculous. So just know that I am back in the saddle and cranking away at all of them. Okay, kitties, that brings us to the end of another session together. I hope you enjoyed it. Best of luck to all of you huckers in the giveaway. I hope that a bunch of you are just like thinking about making some crazy spinners right now. And we'll be back at you again before you know it. Until then, you better keep doing it.
All sort of drugs, baby. Give me some soul.
Oh.
Heartbreaker!
Oh no.